let's connect again. I don't know what the heck that was, but we should be connecting back for the stream. Lost my internet connection. Spectrum, you know, it is what it is, but let's keep it positive. PT, positive thinking up in here. Well, sorry about that. We're back. Just what is what it is. So I lost probably about, you know, a couple minutes, 5 minutes or so. So I'll go probably about another 40 minutes on there too. So let's just replay everything there. Sorry about that. Lost my internet connection. Spectrum's modem was blinking and not blinking, so I reset it, and there. So great. But we're back. Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, everything there. Sorry. Technical difficulties, but we're back on there too. So spoiler warning for Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. A lot of people are still asking about The Walking Dead. Well, I'm cool. I'm down to talk about Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, whatever you want to talk about. So I just can't talk about Black Summer because I've not seen it yet. I've been all Game of Thrones all the time, working in the yard, doing stuff like that, getting the pool ready for summer, you know. But Game of Thrones is tonight, and it's awesome because we've had to wait over a year for it. That's a long time. And I'm a Sopranos guy. I'm from New Jersey. I love The Sopranos. I think it's one of the best series ever made. And I think they did the same thing with the last season. They cut it into 2 parts. It took a while to do it, but they came back and filmed and did it, and it took a while as well. Mark, have they started filming The Walking Dead Season 10? Not yet. They will start filming May 6th, Monday. So let's see how many weeks it is. As I look on the calendar on the computer. So from the 15th is Monday. We got 1, 2, 3 weeks from Monday. 3 weeks, and they start filming. I'm going to see Avengers on the 27th, which is crazy. Anybody get their Avengers tickets? We got our Avengers Endgame tickets on April 2nd. And I'm like, man, it's going to be crazy to see it. Over and week is just crazy. So, Blonde PT, what time does Game of Thrones come on tonight? 9 o'clock. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I believe, I guess. I'm an Eastern Standard Time guy. I live in Florida, so the Game of Thrones is 9 o'clock. So I'm guessing if it's, you know, West Coast, it's 6 p.m., which is kind of crazy. That's, you know, so I'm excited for tonight. I'm just going to probably watch the episodes and chill out. But you can get Oreos. You can get Mountain Dew, you know, cans of Game of Thrones. You can get Oreos that I guess have something on there. I don't know. But Oreos for Game of Thrones. Are you going to have a party? You having any people come over? You going somewhere for it? So I'm excited for the episode tonight just because it's Game of Thrones back, man. And watching it and going back and watching it and watching the old stuff, it's like, man, it's such an awesome series. Big moments. Characters you hate, characters you love, good things, bad things, it all comes together. And they say it's going to wrap up pretty nice. The final season is going to wrap up. It's not going to be like all as good and everything as well, I don't think, but it's an ending. And as Peter Dinklage says, who he plays Tyrion on the show, it's a brilliant ending. It's brilliant. So we'll see how it goes down. So Cameron's got his tickets. M. King's got his tickets. Nice. Kang Aradare Q&A. You watch Ride. Norman and Ryan were in Japan. They filmed an episode. Yep, I actually have a picture of that on my Instagram at the PT channel. He's with Hideo Kojima, Ryan Hurst, and Norman Reedus are all together. And that's pretty cool because they're in Japan, probably doing conventions and filming and stuff there too. Recently, there's a convention in Japan. It might be Tokyo. I don't know where exactly, but it's Ezekiel, Jerry, and Lauren Cohan, Maggie, but I'm not sure who the other person is. I feel like there's one other person in that picture. Is it Ryan Hurst? Yeah, it's Ryan Hurst as well. So it's Beta, Maggie, Ezekiel, and Jerry in a picture. So they're in Japan, which is pretty awesome too. So Preston's crazy. We've all watched for 2 years for only 6 episodes. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? But hopefully they're extended and we get a little bit more. But I guess 6 episodes is the good way they felt to end it because season 7 was only 7 episodes and season 8 is 6 episodes. I kind of wish it was a little bit more, but as long as they don't drag it out, draw it out, drag it out, you know, it's one of those things that are like just have the ending, a start, and an end. It's got to wrap up for sure. So, Kang Aradare Q&A, have you ever had a hard time on getting attached to supporting characters since their only purpose is to die for the protagonist? Well, not really. I don't think their only purpose is to die for the protagonist. Like Podrick, he is a supporting character. he's not the biggest character, but he's not there to, die. He's there to be some kind of Bronn, same way. I mean, I like supporting characters. I think the secondary characters and tertiary characters are actually what makes the show. Like, let's talk about Walking Dead. The show is the Rick Grimes main character-driven story with Carl and Lori and Shane. But a lot of people's favorite character is actually Daryl. And Daryl's kind of the main guy now, but I wouldn't say that Daryl is the main character. It's Rick, right? But the show is really made by Daryl for a lot of people, or Shane, or Carl, or this character or that. So actually the secondary characters bring more to the show than actually the head character, in my opinion. Like Lion King. That's coming out in July, but it's really, the Lion King is Simba's story, right? But to me, what makes the show is Timon and Pumbaa. I mean, they really steal the show. And like in Game of Thrones, Lyanna Mormont, awesome character. I mean, Arya Stark is definitely a main character, but isn't it kind of like Jon Snow and Daenerys? It's kind and and Cersei, aren't they kind of the main characters, right? But I like the idea of the secondary characters, and I made my top 10 list on there too. So M King, my favorite character on the show is. It's hard to rank number one. Jon Snow is who I had on my list. I like Daenerys. I like Tyrion. I like different characters for different reasons. And a lot of people love Arya. And I love Arya as well, too. But there's certain moments, like the whole thing with Tormund and Brienne Tarth is just what makes the show. It's just great, It's just one of those things that his look, the way he looks at her and gives that smile, and he's just like, did you bring the woman, the big woman? And they're like, no. It's just great. And Bronn, same thing. Bronn with Jaime Lannister saving Tyrion and Jaime. It's just like great over and over again. But I think Bronn lives. I think characters like that live. I don't think the big characters survive. I think there's going to be big battles, so we're going to lose characters. We're going to lose a lot of the Unsullied and the Dothraki and Grey Worm. And so I just feel like they're going to die in battle. I mean, that's kind of what they are. Beric Dondarrion's probably going to die. It's what's going to happen. But what time's the episode? 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight. So it's Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure where you live on there, too. So, Mark, you have your summer planned out. That's great. Well, I have my summers kind of set for a lot of stuff going forward. I got to probably watch a lot of shows that I haven't watched now. Not really doing too much activities around, trips or anything, but I will be going to Oregon and Las Vegas in October, so I have some stuff going on for sure. Marie Antoinette's cake is pretty hilarious. Brand of tartar sauce, of Tarth. But people like Bronn, people like Tyrion, people like Jon Snow. I mean, my least favorite character, that's a tough one too, because I guess it's got to be Joffrey. Joffrey was terrible. Joffrey's probably the worst character I've ever seen from any franchise. He's just so terrible. He's just so I hate that guy. When he just does things, he does it because he's a spoiled little brat and he can get away with it and he has the power from this. And, to me, I think Tyrion is the best Lannister. Jaime's pretty cool. Cersei is definitely a big character. Tywin's actually a character that you have to respect on there too to keep things in order. And it's just kind of crazy that what happens to him, we'll just say. Mark, what service is Game of Thrones streamed on? HBO. It's an HBO show. You can watch it on HBO Go, HBO Now, and HBO's service, of course, on there. And HBO's killing it, man. And I brought this up a while ago. It's one of my little fun facts. And not Easter eggs, but I guess facts, that The Walking Dead went to HBO and NBC, and they both turned it down because of violence and probably didn't want to have that on their story and this and that. But Game of Thrones came out a year later after The Walking Dead came out on AMC, I believe, or right around the same time. It wasn't that far apart. But imagine if HBO had Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. They'd be killing it right now. They would have all the best shows in a lot of people's opinions. Game of Thrones and Walking Dead are what a lot of people watch. Some people don't even have cable. They're just watching, HBO streaming service or Netflix, and they watched The Walking Dead on Netflix on previous, seasons. So it's kind of crazy to see where it's come, and I'm glad that AMC has The Walking Dead, even though it would be better if it was on HBO. They have less criteria to worry about. You can curse and you can have nudity and you can do this and violence and all those things. Not to say that's what makes the show, but it definitely helps in a fantasy kind of crazy world, because Game of Thrones is a lot. It's a lot to take in. I watch it with my wife, but I would not watch it with my dad. I would not watch it with, it's just teenage. It's a lot to handle. It's a lot, it's a lot in there too. And it's a great show. I definitely recommend it for people who can handle it and can handle violence and blood and gore and crazy stuff on there too. It's just interesting that a lot of people are also connecting that The Walking Dead, they took the walkers from HBO. Well, HBO has a different kind of walkers on Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has got different walkers for sure, and The Walking Dead has different walkers on there too. And like I said before, I have not seen Black Summer. It's on Netflix. It's a show that was coming out. I think it came out on Thursday, and I have not seen it yet. And people are saying this. I can't believe this. And they're saying that. And it's better than The Walking Dead. It's worse than The Walking Dead. It's nothing to do with The Walking Dead. It's like Z Nation. It's better than Z Nation. It's this. It's writers. It's a prequel to Z Nation. But the only thing I'm getting out of it is that it's a little much. It's a little crazy show, and they're fast. The zombies are fast. And I don't believe any zombie should be fast, just because my story, they don't have fast zombies. I don't think a zombie should be fast. I don't think the zombie should be slow and just going. But to each their own. People like it. Some people like Black Summer. Some people think it's terrible. Some think it's this. I cannot weigh in because I have not seen it yet. But I'll see it over the summer. I'll be watching it for sure. I'll watch that, Umbrella Academy. And also, I know it's off topic, but I want to bring it up, is Star Wars. Star Wars came out with Star Wars Celebration is this weekend right now. It's going on, I believe, right now. It's ending this Sunday. Today, it's this weekend in Chicago. And the Star Wars teaser trailer came out on Friday. Pretty awesome stuff. A lot of craziness on there. But the idea of Star Wars kind of ending for a while is a good thing. It was kind of overkill. It was like episode 7 and this movie and episode 8 and that movie and episode 9, and they're going to take a break. They're also introducing Disney Plus. Disney Plus is a streaming service that's going to have Pixar, Marvel, Disney stuff on there too. It's going to be crazy because it's going to probably steal a lot of the stuff from Netflix now. They're going to probably take it, or they're going to keep it there and they're going to get charged. Disney's going to charge them a lot more money to keep it. Maybe they do that. Disney's going to make a lot of money. They just paid a lot of money for Fox and all this stuff, and they're actually going to have The Simpsons on there, so it's a lot of big things. So, yeah, Kang, that was the Emperor at the end laughing in the Star Wars trailer. M. King, Bri, are you planning to play World War Z on PS4? I'm more interested in playing Days Gone. It comes out on the 26th. I want to play that for sure. That's my next next game that I want to play is Days Gone, the zombie apocalypse for game that I'm interested for PS4. I'm excited for that. I'm going to rent it at Redbox because I learned that I'm not going to buy. I'm going to rent and see how it goes and then rent some more. So, Awesome Gamer, hello from Romania. Awesome, cool stuff. Yes, exactly. Stoner 36S is $2 less than Netflix. Exactly. The Disney Plus service is going to be $6.99, where the cheapest Netflix is going to be $8.99. So I'm not sure how many screens you're going to have. I'm not sure it's going to be, but it's going to be interesting too. So I wonder if Game of Thrones will ever be on Netflix because, or Amazon Prime or anything, at least the first season, because on Amazon Prime, you can watch the first season of Sopranos and Entourage and a couple things on there, but it's just the first season. So I wonder how that's going to be out, if they kind of sell the rights and make some more money, because when in doubt, they're going to make that money. You know, Game of Thrones costs a lot of money. They're paying the top dogs they paid $500,000 an episode, which is good. That's great money on there as well. You know, it's just kind of crazy to see that those people were making money and good money, and the big actors were making a lot of money. That's the last guy. Maybe they've made more than that, but that was the last time I heard, is that $500,000 per episode, and it's worth it. People are worth it. I mean, Tyrion's great. Daenerys is great. You know, well, Emilia Clarke and Peter Dinklage, they do a lot of big things. You know, they got to learn a lot of languages and a lot of this, and you know, it's interesting too. It's interesting though when you hear them talk. When you hear them talk in their normal voice. Kit Harington has definitely got a higher voice in real life, and on the show he's like, "We have to stop them. They're living," you know. And then Ian, I forget his name. It's Jorah Mormont on there too. He's got a higher voice And then he's a Khaleesi on there too, you know? It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting to see how it is. So, what's up, Kimberly? Okay, well, see ya. All right, see ya. All right. But Kang Aradaro Q&A, what if Connie gets the Michonne Commonwealth Angel? Since they teased it a little in episode 15. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Connie and Daryl, and people want Daryl and Carol to get together, and Michonne leaving and that. I think Michonne's going to leave and go find Rick, maybe in the first or second movie, but we'll see. If Michonne and Rick do not get reunited, I think it's a missed opportunity, big time missed opportunity, because it's huge. Everybody wants to see that, right? And if Rick's still alive, it needs to happen. But yeah, exactly, Mark. Resident Evil 2 lasted 2 days. So just get the 3-day rental. Get it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It costs $7. 3 nights for 7 days on Redbox. You can rent a game for 3 nights for $7, I believe, if you got deals going on there too. But that's amazing. Maybe it's $9, I forget. But you can get deals left and right for those things. But games are going to be something we're going to be covering here as well. They just eat up a lot of gigabytes and megabytes and memory and all. It just takes up a lot of hard drive space. It's just a lot for sure. So Daryl will hook up with dog. I don't know, Marie Antoinette's cake. I don't know. I doubt that, but I'm glad we got a dog. I think a zombie apocalypse show should have a dog for sure. German Shepherd or a German Malamud or whatever they were calling it. I don't know dogs, but it's just kind of interesting from the idea of a zombie apocalypse, you know, having a German Shepherd type dog. For sure, it's important, for sure. Mark Simmons, Bri, how many seasons do you think The Walking Dead has? I think we get 12. I think 12 seasons is good. I think that's a good run. And that's a great run, man. 12 seasons of a zombie show, zombie apocalypse show, movie. It's just like one of those things that the Walking Dead universe is expanding and getting bigger and bigger. And is it getting too big? That's the big question, too. Game of Thrones has got 8 seasons, the final 8 seasons. Season 7 was abbreviated to 7 seasons. Season 8 is going to be 6. So is that a good run? 8 seasons, 10 seasons, 12 seasons, you know? The idea of seasons running for too long can be a killer of the show. I'm not sure The Walking Dead will ever be better than seasons 4, 5, and 6, in my opinion, you know. Exactly. See, Belgian Malaminus on there, too. I don't know. I got a cat. I got cats, you know. And they're like, what kind of cat you got? A fat cat? Small cat? Big cat? You know, dogs are like, I got a purebred this and that kind of dog and this kind of thing. And it's like, it's just so funny, the differences between dogs and cats. And it's like there too. So exactly. It's a Malinois. Great. It's a dog. Looks like a German Shepherd. But it's hilarious. People get so much about that. But either way, Ghost should be seen. I'm hoping that Ghost will be back. We haven't seen him in a long time on the show. You know, if there's a dog on the show or an animal on the series, whether it's a cat, a dog, or it's Goose or something, you know, on Captain Marvel, you kind of like the animals a little bit more, you know. It's a dags, you know. Be interesting to see the idea of it being the dog being kept alive and the dog or the animal be kept alive. But most of the time it'd be dog too, for sure. So how many hours left? Well, it's 1:30 here, so we got 7 hours and 26 minutes before the Walking Dead. Game of Thrones comes back, Walking Dead on there too. A Malawawa. Yeah, but no. Yeah. Oh man, we got Eddie Van H saying Littlefinger is alive. Is he? What I think is going to happen with Littlefinger is that someone's going to take his face and go to Westeros and portray someone as Littlefinger, and then bah! See you along, Cersei. I would love to see that, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes down, for sure. So, you know, it was funny when you have your off-season pods and lives, we get none of the trolls, for sure. You know, well, you get less of them. They're still around, you know, and it's crazy that happens, but it's a part of life and a part of things on there, for sure. Deanne Duncan, just got HBO due to my cable company mess up. I'm binged Game of Thrones now. I'm not going to make it to season 7 before tonight premiere. Yeah, it's tough. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in because they're pretty much a solid 50 minutes. an hour, 50 minutes to an hour for each episode. And it's a lot to take in. If you're going to watch all of Game of Thrones, it's 67 episodes. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in before, 67 hours. I mean, if you're binge watching and never sleeping in there, it's like, man. But it's one of those shows I recommend, and I recommend it's one of the best series in a long time that I'm excited to see how it wraps up. And it's one of those things where you can watch and never have an ending but all good things must come to an end. The Walking Dead eventually has to end too, and I think, we're going to get season 10. People are making a big deal about the ratings. The ratings are going to be fine. The ratings are good. They DVR it. They have AMC and Premiere. It's not on there as well. So it's just... The Walking Dead will be around for a long time if they choose to be. I think when they choose to stop is what they're going to do. I don't think it's going to be a ratings thing. The Walking Dead still has tons of viewers. And I think it's a great thing. The season 9 was really good, for sure. M. King, what chapter are you writing? I'm actually done the rough draft of book 10 titled Ghosts. I'm going through it and I'm starting my early rough draft review, and I'm reviewing it and fixing things, and I changed the ending to build up for book 11 on there too. So yeah, I'm on book 10 and I'm on chapter I think 4 or 5 of the review, and then my wife's going to read it and then I'm going to review it again, and then we'll have it there, and then I'm going to start on continue my prequel book of the series that I want to have before it. So I'm already thinking down the road and before this on there too. But we're doing there too. What time is Game of Thrones coming out? 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I wonder what it is going to be outside of the United States for when it goes on. So like if you're in London and it's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here, and they're like 5-6 hours ahead, is it really go on at 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning, whatever time it is, how far ahead they are? Does it really go on at that time? I don't know the answer because I'm living Eastern Standard Time and it's 9 o'clock. So, and like right now it's 1:38 in Florida. So I don't know. Yeah, it's everywhere. Okay, yeah. So it is live everywhere. So like right now, it's 1:38 in the afternoon, and the show starts at 9 o'clock, and so it's 7 hours and 22 minutes away from when it starts. So wherever time it is, if it's 7 o'clock there, and whatever it is, so that's crazy. Do people stay up and watch that? It's 4:20 in Westeros. Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm just going back and I'm watching things, and Davos is great, Tormund's great. Brianna Tarth is great. Like so many characters on there too. So, yeah, man, Preston's got some predictions on there. I don't know. She might. I don't know if what, Preston. I actually think Cersei might go out like Olenna Tyrell, because I don't think Cersei's going to live. I don't think the Mountain's going to live. I don't think the Hound's going to live. I don't think Grey Worm's going to live. I don't think Jorah's going to live. I don't think Beric. I don't think a lot of people are going to. I think more people are going to get taken out than are actually going to survive. The big thing is what's going to happen with Bran. What's Bran going to do with the children of the forest and going back in time, being the not even the three-eyed raven, just the three-eyed robot? He's like, "Hello, Sansa. Yes, you came back. Yes." Like, it's just like no emotion whatsoever. And does it need to be that way? I don't know. So hopefully, right? But Mark, am I going to have live streams all summer? Not all summer. Like I'm not going to have one. Is it next weekend? I don't know if, next weekend actually. I'm glad you brought that up, because next weekend is Easter Sunday. And my wife and I are going to brunch at one of the hotels on Clearwater Beach. On Clearwater Beach. And it's actually one of the hotels that's in my book series that it's modeled after, loosely based after. And we went there for Thanksgiving. We went there for a couple other brunches, and we're going to go there for Easter brunch. So next Sunday, I'm actually not going to have a live stream because it's Easter Sunday, and we're going to be at brunch for, a long time, and I won't be back here to do one at 1 o'clock. We'll be enjoying that for sure. So, Kang Aradero, that's a good point. There are spoilers for Game of Thrones. How come you don't cover those as well? I kind of don't want to know the spoilers. After being Walking Dead spoiler bound, I kind of just want to go in fresh. I already have some ideas of some spoilers. Like last year, I knew some of the spoilers for season 7 of Game of Thrones, and I just want to watch the episodes how it is. I just want to have the wherewithal just to watch it and have a good time and enjoy the episode as it is. I can't go back now after knowing information of The Walking Dead. I guess I could stop with the spoilers, but once I have the information and get the information, it's hard to not watch it, to know it. And the Game of Thrones, I'm just going to watch it, review it, and then go on from there for sure. So, Dark Miko, you can do what you want when you're the Night King. That's for sure. You can do whatever you want when you're the Night King. But yeah, exactly. The Walking Thrones. Bran Stark is the key to everything. He definitely is, because a lot of the episodes that we were told to watch by Entertainment Weekly have Bran in there. Bran is a big, important person. He's had some major parts, some major roles. Being the Three-Eyed Raven is important. Being connected with the Night King is important. And it's just going to be something. I just see it because when he went back and he saw his dad, outside the castle where Jon Snow was being born, and he said, "Father, Father," and then Ned turns around. You're like, oh, crap, there it is right there. He's going to be able to change the past or do things. And maybe he goes back in time when the Children of the Forest make the White Walkers, and he stops them from happening. It stops that happening from all, Because if the White Walkers don't exist and the Night King doesn't exist, then that's kind of, that's it. That changes everything. We don't have to worry about White Walkers anymore because it's gone. So we'll see if that happens. We'll see what it is. I just hope it's not like, oh, it was a dream or a coma situation or something stupid like that. Because with 6 episodes, they chose that reason. They chose that amount for a reason now, right? They chose that to have all the different things put there for a reason to end. They could have had 7 episodes, 8 episodes, a full season. And I just think they did it there because there's going to be big battles. Winterfell's going to fall, and then they're going to eventually go to Westeros. The Golden Army is going to be there. They're probably going to side with Dany and the Targaryens just because it makes sense, right? Because that's what they do from the books. That's what people told me. And then Bronn's probably going to know where to be found. He's like, I'm not fighting these people. Jaime's going to go to Winterfell and fight alongside Brienne of Tarth. There's going to be some big battles. We're going to lose somebody big.